Hello and welcome to a new vlog and video of the cruise vibes, and today we're going to take a look at the second cruise of ReiseJung with the Charles Dickens, and also this video was done in cooperation with ReiseJung as I was one of the cruise managers on board. Here on the map you can see our route, which is going from Hanau to Strasbourg, Rüdesheim, and then the cruise will end in Mainz. After the PAX exchange we left the port of Hanau once again, and then we were sailing past the torch swimmers. So there are people swimming in the river Main with a torch, which you can see here in the video, and that was quite spectacular and interesting to see, and we were allowed to sail past them with reduced speed and of course with care. And as you've heard, the atmosphere was great and the people swimming were enjoying it, and also our guests were enjoying watching it, so it was quite a nice coincidence that we were sailing past them exactly at this moment. And right during our welcome cocktail we were sailing past the skyline of Frankfurt, and of course we stopped our cocktail for a second so everybody can go to the sun deck, at least to the front part, which remained open even though we were sailing under some low bridges, to enjoy the beautiful view of the skyline of Frankfurt. Unfortunately, due to the fog, there was not that much to see this time, but still it was beautiful and impressive. It was then time for the welcome dinner, which was great again. Even here on the welcome dinner there was a sorbet, which on other ships you won't even find during gala dinner, so that was a quite nice start of the cruise. This is an Advent cruise, so we are visiting a lot of Christmas markets on our cruise, and we have also a Christmas themed evening program with live music, and as you can see, some good vibes in the lounge. And this is already it for the first day, but in this video we will take a look at the whole cruise. So we are continuing on the second day, where we arrived early in the morning in the city of Mannheim, and after our excursion, a city tour, left the ship. We also headed for the city center. Close to the water tower is the Christmas market, which just opened, and so we spent some time there, had a glass of mulled wine or hot Aperol, and that's how we spent the morning in Mannheim, and then it was already time to head back to the ship as we are leaving Mannheim during lunchtime, continuing on to our second destination of the day, which is Speyer. On the way I even saw a parrot. I'm not sure if it was living there as a wild animal or if it has maybe escaped from its enclosure, we never know, but here we are back on board of the Charles Dickens, and then it was already time for lunch, which was also very nice, and during a lunch we already left our docking location and we are now heading for Speyer, which is just a couple of hours away. Just shortly after lunch we were already there. Here you can see the Cathedral of Speyer, which is the main site, and here I'm leaving the ship and now I am heading for the Christmas market of Speyer. It's just a walk of about 10 to 15 minutes to the cathedral, and right after the cathedral is where the city center is located and also where the Christmas market is. Here you can see the first lights, and I can tell you this Christmas market is very beautiful. A lot of lights and has been set up with a lot of love, so it is one of the most beautiful ones in Germany, so make sure if you're in the area to visit Christmas market of Speyer. I think here you can clearly see how beautiful it is with all those lights and decorations, and it's a pretty big Christmas market with a lot of food and drink options, and also a lot of souvenirs and gifts are available here. You can not only have mulled wine here, but also some normal cold wine, white wine and red wine, and other drinks are available here at this wonderful Christmas market. After our visit, it was time to head back to the ship and enjoy the dinner on board, and then it was also time to leave Speyer, and we were heading for our next destination, where we'll arrive tomorrow morning. Next destination will be Strasbourg in France, in the Alsace region. And of course also this evening there was great live music on board, as every evening on this cruise, which I enjoyed in the lounge of course, and then it was time to head to my cabin and go to sleep, to rest a bit, to be ready for the next day, which I woke up quite early to enjoy a beautiful sunrise. whilst we were heading for the port of Strasbourg. As our ship, the Charles Dickens, is only 110 meters long, we can dock at the most centrally located docking location, the Quai de Belge, but it's still too far from the city center to walk, so we offered a shuttle bus and we also had an excursion, and I joined that bus, but then I discovered the city on my own, and of course I visited my favorite places in the city, which is a cafe and a restaurant to enjoy some typical French cuisine with very, very nice food and a good coffee and a nice croissant. I have two restaurants that I really enjoy, so I visited both of them. And then was already time to head back to the meeting point and take the group back to the ship. Firstly back to the bus and then of course back to the ship, where lunch was already ready to be served. And then in the afternoon we again had the shuttle bus to the city center, but this time we had other plans because we were going to a different docking location in the port of Strasbourg, Rue de la Minoterie, and there was a river cruise ship called Swiss Diamond. Here you can see this ship, and this will be the ReiseJung living room, as we call it, in 2025, as we have 6 cruises on this beautiful ship. Here you can see the lounge, and we were just visiting it to take a look at it before going on 6 cruises with her in 2025. Here you can see a cabin on the upper deck with a French balcony and the bathroom. So as you can see, it is a rather old ship but has been renovated very nicely, looking very modern and up to date. Here we have a 3-bed cabin. We also have a small spa area with a sauna, and here you can see a single cabin on the lower deck, just with a single bed of course, and a double cabin also on the lower deck. And as you can see, even here on the lower deck you can open the windows, so that's quite nice. And here you can see the slightly bigger suite on the lower deck. As I said, with this beautiful ship we have 6 cruises. We have a cruise to the northern part of the Netherlands, which is already fully booked. We also have a cruise on the river Mosel and Saar, also almost fully booked. And then we have a short cruise over a weekend with a focus on good food and luxury, followed by a Christmas shopping cruise on the river Maas, a short Christmas cruise just like the one you saw in the last video, and we also have a cruise over New Year's Eve on this beautiful ship. Here you just saw the restaurant, and here you can see the sun deck. So as you can see, it is a small but a very beautiful ship. And of course this year you will see a lot of videos from this ship with some very nice itineraries. From the ship we headed back into the city center and discovered the Christmas markets of Strasbourg. The first location we went was Petit France, which is probably the most touristy part of the city, but also the most beautiful one. Here you can see the most famous view of Strasbourg. Very, very beautiful, worth a visit for sure. And then the sun was slowly setting and it was getting dark, and when it's dark outside this is even more spectacular and magical here in Strasbourg, as there are so many lights and decorations. It's just extremely beautiful, so make sure to visit the Christmas markets of Strasbourg. As you maybe know, the city center of Strasbourg is located on an island, and this island was completely closed for the Christmas markets. There were checkpoints by police and military on all bridges leading to that island to make sure that everything is safe here. And on the whole island there were several Christmas markets, and all of them were very, very beautiful. So as you can see here, the decorations were amazing. Only downside, even though our tour guide told us that the quality here is amazing, I had to say I was a bit disappointed when I saw that the mulled wine was coming from a 5-liter plastic canister. And to be honest, it also tasted like that. So the mulled wine was not that good, and there was also not too many options when it comes to food. I first thought it's a joke when I heard about it, but actually every second store was selling cheese sandwiches. So I would say the Christmas market in Strasbourg was looking more beautiful, but the drinks and food were much better on the German Christmas markets. On the next morning we were sailing to Rüdesheim, and we had a relaxed morning on board where we, for example, played bingo, which of course has to be done on a river cruise. It's very traditional. here we are sailing past the castle of Biebrich, and then we are reaching Rüdesheim, where we will spend the afternoon. Of course, we visited the Christmas Market of Nations once again, and we also had another glass of the hot beer that I already showed to you in the last video. It is pretty good, so give it a try. It's not a typical German beer, it's a Belgian beer, it's a cherry beer, so it is a bit more sweet, so it actually tastes pretty good as a hot version. And then on board, of course, it was time for the farewell dinner, as this was the last evening on board, and also here the food was great again. Here you can see the city of Bingen, which is on the other side of the River Rhine, opposite of Rüdesheim. And of course, in the evening we once again had some very nice live music in the lounge. And that's already it. I went to sleep a bit earlier because on the next morning we have to wake up quite early. Here we are approaching Mainz. We left Rüdesheim very early in the morning. Now we are sailing to Mainz, and as you can see here, all the luggage is already out. From Mainz we are taking our included shuttle bus back to Hanau, and this is unfortunately already the end of our wonderful Advent cruise. So if you're interested in a cruise like this, make sure to check out the website of ReiseJung. As I said, with the beautiful Swiss diamond, we have 2 cruises at this time of the year in 2025, and maybe I'll see you there. That's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Here you can see where the next video will be uploaded and the name of the song. As always, I'd like to say thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to comment, like, subscribe or share the video link, and I hope to see you in my next video then.